They maybe had a rough day at work, they had their feelings hurt, and their response to that is, "I'm gonna eat something that makes me feel better."
Yeah, and it's not even that conscious, and it doesn't start out like that. We all we all experience stress on some level. I mean, that's just part of life. You can't make it through it without stress on some level. So we all have stress mechanisms. So when, for example, when I'm bored, I'll eat. When I'm depressed, I'll eat. When I'm angry, I'll eat because they make the feelings go away. There are people who, when they're bored, they'll read a book. When they're angry, they'll go exercise. When they're sad, they'll call a friend. And the clinical term for those people is skinny. Um, they handle their stressors differently. We all handle our stressors in some way, and food is considered socially appropriate. It's the only thing that is legal that you can do by yourself, that you can do in public and feels good. Nothing else fits that. So it's everywhere. We live in a country that, if anything, being overweight is an affliction of abundance. Half the world begs for what we throw away at the end of a day. I mean, let's put it in perspective. But I want something to feel better, and maybe I don't feel comfortable talking to people, or maybe I was told, shut up and swallow it. Uh, no pun intended. I've never learned how to exercise, maybe as a way of dealing with it. Maybe I don't want to journal. That might be another way of dealing it. But heck, you eat something and a bag of chips. So it's like, wow, okay, well, I'm kind of angry. I'm going to get a bag of chips. I'll teach him. And then that makes it temporarily go away. Of course, if you eat too much, you start to gain weight. And because you gain weight, now you feel bad. Because you feel bad, you're looking for a way to deal with it. So you eat some more. It doesn't make sense. It's not a logical thing. But we all have that cycle somewhere. The difference between somebody who's overweight and somebody who's not is you can see it. If you drink to excess and you get up in the morning and you're what would be called, I guess, technically a functioning alcoholic, and you go to work and you get your job done and your relationships are acceptable, even happy, but every night you drink till you collapse, nobody will know that. If you take drugs, and that's your way of coping and you're functioning within society, nobody will know that. Whatever, if you're a rageaholic, if you will, which is on a totally different level, and you can't handle your rage, but you go home and you're seething, but you go to work and you go through the day and people think, oh, you're a nice guy because that doesn't come out very much. Nobody will know. But if you eat too much, there's no way to hide it. You can hold in your stomach, but that's about it. And people are very quick to judge and very quick to blame, and nobody wants to look at themselves. So they're going, "That guy really needs to get his act together." Well, look at yourself, get yourself together, and the way to deal with people who have any sort of addiction, food included, is compassion and kindness.